Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are broadcasting from the Thomas K. McKeon Center for Creativity, and I'm your host, Corey D. Taylor. My guest today is a Tulsa band that is quickly rising, and they are called All About a Bubble. If you want to hear an amazing and inspiring story, well, stay tuned because this is Oklahoma Up Close. Hello and welcome back, and we are here with a group that I really like their music. They're right here out of Tulsa, a rock band, All About a Bubble. What's going on, fellas?
How's it going, man?
You doing all right?
Good. Always good.
It's good. Well, I'm so glad you all got a chance to come on the show. So what has been going on with you all?
Well, for about the past year, we've been doing a combo of traveling, recording videos, and making albums, and touring. We did a 33-city tour last year. Mostly August through December. We're going back out on the road in August again this year for another 15 cities.
Wow. So what is touring life like for you all?
It's not like all the DVDs and documentaries you watch growing up. I thought, there's gonna be babes everywhere and, like good times with your friends, but it's relentless. We've had probably 2 or 3 drives that were 26 hours long, We hit a 9-hour traffic jam in Memphis. We were due out on the East Coast for a sound check. So we rolled in right at the last minute. By the time we got to bed, we'd been awake 50-something hours. You get done in a city at 2 o'clock and you drive to the next one. You roll in at 6 or 7 in the morning. You got to get you and your crew, awake and showered and ready to hit the next town. So it's not all fun and games. It's a lot more work than I think a lot of people say, but it's worth it.
Yeah, but I'm glad you're saying that because our viewers, there are some young person out there, or some up-and-coming person that's like, man, I'm just going to go out here and I'm going to live the life. I'm going to be touring because they do see like the MTVs and all of this and people trashing hotels and having fun. And like you said, women everywhere. But you're saying that it's really not like that. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, I mean, the hotels that we can afford to stay in are already trashed. You know what I mean? So it's
with 7 of us on blow-up mattresses.
Really?
Yeah, we can Tetris a hotel room like you wouldn't believe. And you have to sneak in Increments. Sorry, looking to, you know what I mean? But yeah, we've got it down to an art. We can see a room and analyze it and know how to fit, the whole crew in there.
Wow. And so for you all, then there has to be something else that makes you want to do music, because I'll be the first to say if touring was like that for me, I probably would opt out of it because as a speaker, I've toured but I stay in real nice hotels. But if you're saying that you got to figure this out, what keeps you all going doing the music?
I think it's a combination of things. It's an outlet emotionally, for one, performing. It's an escape. Sometimes the day-to-day, like especially the situations we put ourselves in to do this. Back home, you're late on rent, stuff like that. It can be a little stressful when you're out there. You're sharing what you love, and then to see people react and respond, and get emails and letters from people saying, hey, I was at your show, I was having a bad day. I had one in New Orleans. She said, she felt dead for years, and she got a hold of our album and it awakened her soul, and stuff like that, and so it's just that interaction with people and sharing what we love and just escaping, for an hour a day. Like you're just, no matter what happened during the day, you're in it. So
yeah, so let me ask this question because I didn't get a chance to introduce all of you all at the beginning, but I'm gonna say this. So we have Dustin, we have Luke, we have John, and Fabian, and then you're missing one member?
Yeah, Clint couldn't make it today. He had some personal things to take care of.
I understand that, and that is part of that. I can imagine that task of being in a band and trying to keep it together. So let me go to you real quick, Luke. What keeps you doing music?
I'm not really sure, honestly. Like I've always loved, I've been in bands since I was 13 or 14, and it's just something that I love to do. And like he said, one of my old bands, we kind of had the same situation. Like a girl called me, and she lived in New York at the time, and I live in Oklahoma. And she basically said that our music had changed her life and made her, want to keep going on to the next day and everything. And since that one phone call, it's if I ever feel like I'm not doing or making a difference, I remember that, and it keeps me pushing on.
Well, let me say this, because I remember I was watching an interview with Oprah and Pharrell Williams, and when the song Happy blew up, you know, Oprah started talking to him about, man, look what you have done. Look at how many times this thing has been tweeted, viewed on YouTube. You've changed a lot of lives, and he just broke down and started crying. So how does that make you feel? Because I also remember, what was my group? Scott Stapp. Creed. I remember when I heard Creed had made that mention, like you all, they was like, you know, people would come up to them and say, you know, your music changed my life and all this. And he was like, look, we're not evangelists. We're just trying to make music. So when people come up to you and say, or reach out to you all and say, hey, your music has affected me and kept me going, how does that make you all feel?
Well, I think it's cool to be on that side of it, because I think we've all grown up with music that did that for us. You know, I grew up, my grandma playing Mahalia Jackson songs on the piano and singing, you know, and the way that music hit me and made me feel like, you know, high school, I think most musicians are awkward, you know, growing up. And we kind of, I mean, people turn to music when they're aching. You know, if you are on your Facebook news feed and all of a sudden you see somebody posting lyrics or music videos, you know they're probably going through a breakup or something, you know, they've lost somebody that's close to them. So I think being able to share that impact and that footprint on somebody else's life, it's humbling, it's rewarding. You know, it's a pretty powerful thing to have, and you have to take the responsibility of it too. You know, whenever you continue to write, you want to keep that in the back of your mind. You know, even if you write, you know, Limp Bizkit had that song "Break." You know, blah, censor, you know, where it was just angry and violent, you know, but we've all had those days where, like, that's a terrible song, but, like, it might hit me at the right time, and I'm like, you know what, I'm kind of glad they wrote that song today. You know?
Right.
So just keep that in the back of your mind when you're writing and performing, that you do have that ability to touch people.
Now, let me ask this question to Fabian, because I'm going to get to all of you all. But let me ask this question to you. As the drummer of the group, you know, one of my favorite movies is The Rocker, and he's a crazy drummer. When you are the drummer, how do you feel as a group? Because, you know, you have my movie, The Rocker, but then you have, like, Ringo Starr and all of these people that are the drummers. And sometimes people don't think the level of participation with the drummer is that much. So as far as you, what is your input for the whole group?
It's fun. I mean, like, I feel like we're a family. I mean, there's times that Luke will come back to me and start jamming out with me, and then Clint starts coming back to me as well. So, I mean, to me, I don't feel like I'm left out. Of course, I'm the heart of the song, you know, because I'm the temple. So, I mean, if I keep it straight and enjoying myself, just have fun and just enjoy it.
When you all are in your writing process, how does that look? Is it two? Is it everyone that's contributing, or is it one main writer? Or are you like an Adam Levine with Maroon 5? I mean, how is
it's
it?
happened. Like, we're on our third album, so it's happened every which way. You know, Luke will bring in a song, I'll bring in a song, or, you know, we'll just be jamming at practice and something will kind of come to it. You know, a lot of times I'll sit down with an acoustic guitar and lay down vocals of something I wrote, and then these guys will arrange it and, you know, put all the little breaks, just all the details in it, and they do an amazing job of it. Like, so I can bring a very average song to them, and by the time that I come back, you know, they've been in the studio for a few hours and it sounds great, you know. So.
And it was a weird thing. I got a chance to come and watch you all at Hop Jam, and I mean, what was crazy is I was floored because I saw you all have all of these fans out here, and I'm there and I'm getting video footage, and all of a sudden, like, the girl next to me, she's rocking out and she know all the lyrics to the song, and I was like, whoa, okay, like, everybody knows, like, the lyrics to the song. So how is that for you all? Because even though you all are here and you have been having a grueling traveling schedule, what is your fan base like?
I think that we have a really unique thing going on here that I've never had in any of the bands I've had prior to this. The fans, they're almost their own little community. You know, they accept, you know, they see somebody new and they're like, oh, is this your first All About a Bubble show? Hey, come here, you know. And they have this thing during one of the songs off our first album called Matthew. It's called the Matthew Circle, and they all gather hands, you know, and they're jumping up and down, you know, during the last part of it, and it's kind of a sense of community, and it's kind of neat because it's, you know, we always call them like honorary band members because we have a group of people that's growing like by the day that do things for us and help us, you know, with social media or hanging posters or flyers and stuff, and they do it voluntarily. So it's been really great having that sense of community with our fans.
So when people hear about bands, you all will be considered indie rock?
I think so.
You know, because an indie style rock band, more independent type thing. So how much work goes into you all being an independent band? Like, because it's grueling, you know, like the touring. So how much work goes into that?
It's a sacrifice on all of our parts and our families, our friends. Everybody's kind of pitched in. And with my job, I've been on it for 5 years. And they're like, hey, you know what, you've got a real once-in-a-lifetime opportunity here. Don't feel guilty. You know, you'll have a job waiting for you when you get back. You know, family members, you know, trying to help cover rent and things like that, you know, and just a little bit of everything. It's tough. It's tough on more people than just us, and I think that's what a lot of people don't realize.
Now, John, I'm gonna get John like, whoa, he's calling me. Yes,
Good
John.
luck. Good luck with us.
I'm gonna go to you. So, for you, how has the experience been for you playing in the group and everything?
It's been pretty good. I joined back in December, basically. I was originally their photographer.
Really?
So, and then, you know, Dustin texts me. He's like, oh, can you learn our songs in 4 days before we go on the road? Because he broke his hand. So
Wow.
I was like, all right, sure. So since then, it's been like a roller coaster.
So that's so crazy because people don't understand the little intricacies about bands when they listen to them. I'm always talk about movies, but I remember the movie The Temptations when one of the members couldn't make it because Paul was having drinking issues, and then it was Richard who had been with the band doing something else, and he was like, "Look, you're gonna lip sync while he's out there doing the moves," you know. So it's I noticed that when you are in a band and you're out here doing what you had to do, you were in a situation or a crisis, if you will, and he had to step in and help out with what you were doing.
Right. Yeah, we were nearing the end of the tour. I think we had about 8 or 9 cities left.
Wow.
And basically, kind of the way it worked was 2 or 3 weeks on, a week home, 2 or 3 weeks on the road, and then back home. And it just so happened we got home. I had some roof work to do. I couldn't sleep. 3 o'clock in the morning, I decided to get on the roof. I've heard all the million reasons why I shouldn't have been up there, but, but I was, you know. So I ended up falling off the roof and breaking my hand pretty good. And like Jonathan had been taking pictures with us and been to 20 cities with us before that. So I know he plays guitar and he's probably pretty familiar with the songs by now. So yeah, the show must go on.
Good. Well, and you know, that's really good because, you know, in some situations when it comes to bands, you know, some of the people are selfish in the band. Do y'all ever have that where y'all feel like y'all are, some of y'all are being selfish?
We honestly have, we're probably humble to a fault at times. Like all of us are more comfortable playing second fiddle than first. Yeah, so sometimes we have to push each other to the forefront. You know what I mean? When we're mixing songs, like he'll have his vocals way in the background, and I know that's because it's who he is. He's shy. I'm like, turn it up, man. You know what I mean? You know, like turn it up. Or you know, I don't play any lead guitar in this band because I don't want to show off. And like he rarely does guitar solos because sometimes it can come across as pretentious, you know. So we all kind of like we downplay for the betterment of the music and the songs. But yeah, there's zero egos. We've been together 4 years and we haven't had a significant fight ever.
Wow. So I'm hearing you say, as artists, for you all, the key to survival for your band is music first. Mm-hmm. Over everything, you know, and you know, with the band. Now I'm gonna ask this question because when I met you all, you know, I was coming from a mixer, and who was the little short young lady?
It was Jennifer.
Jennifer, and she was persistent. She was like, you need to meet these guys. And then I met you all, and then I was able to come back and listen to your music and everything. And it was amazing to me that here it is, you all are you had just got through winning these contests, you've been traveling, did the big tour and everything, but you all were so unassuming. You did not come across pretentious in any way, shape, or form. And that was exciting for me because, believe it or not, when I typically meet a lot of bands, even if they haven't toured, they got big egos. And it's like, dude,
we meet those
you
same
haven't
people.
left You haven't done anything. But you guys have been, performed at South by Southwest, And here's another thing that's awesome is that Kim Stevens, is it Stevens?
Yeah.
Stevens, who discovered Matchbox 20, he's your manager.
Yeah.
Look at the audience. I want the viewers to see this. Kim Stevenson that discovered Matchbox 20 is their manager and helped promote, and then and here it is. And Saving Abel, he was a part of helping develop them. And here it is. These guys was like, yeah. It's like most artists are like, are these guys crazy? Because they are not like, yeah, Kim, our manager. But how was that when here it is, this music veteran comes along and he picks you all up and say, I'm going to come out and manage you?
It was pretty intense the first time we met him. Like you mentioned, we won a contest that gave us the opportunity to get in front of him. He's an A&R veteran, VP at Atlantic Records for a decade.
Right.
His artists have sold 70 million records. He's got successful artists, that he's working with now today, that are selling out the Brady Theater and stuff like that. So to get in front of him we knew it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. Him and another management group that we're on called Breakout Artists, they partnered up, sent us up to Ohio to record some demos, and we knew he'd be flying in at the end of the week. And when he did, he came in, and he's so experienced. He's straight poker face. He listened to the tracks that we recorded.
Right.
Barely got a finger tap out of him. Right. And then he wanted to see how we played live, so we had it set up in the studio where we could play a few songs. We played the first one, and it's just straight poker face.
Right.
And he's like, "What else you got?"
Wait, stop. What shot through your mind when here it is, this veteran, and you've been wanting to get this opportunity, and then it's like,
I would liken it to like if you're on a plane and you go through some serious turbulence and like you're not really experienced at riding in airplanes, that like full body sweat that you're cold and you're like you know what, I just blew this. Like, did we pick the wrong song? Did we play it bad? A lot of nerves set in because he's on the board of Grammys. He works with everybody, and everybody knows who he is. And so we played him 3 songs, I think it ended up being, and after that last one, we sat down and talked to him for a little bit, and it was comfortable, and then being a young band without having ever been in that situation, we were hoping to like kind of hear an answer then,
right.
You know what, you guys are great, you're the next big thing, I'd love to work with you.
Right.
It doesn't work like that in the industry anymore. We've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff for about a year just to get ready for the next step. But anyway, so he left and he's like, I got a meeting to get to, and so we went to dinner and like haven't heard nothing. We're like, man, we blew it, we're sad, and then his assistant calls a little while later. It's like, what, he loved you, he wants to, and so like we spent 2 or 3 hours just in mourning, like we just blown it, and so they called, and we've got a 3-year contract with him now.
Wow.
It's been nothing but great, there's been several situations where he's stepped in and his experiences saved us from some of the sharks, in the industry.
Wow.
So anytime that you're kind of an up-and-coming band, a lot of people come out of the woodworks. I was just watching a documentary on Sister Rosetta Thorpe. I don't know if you're familiar with her, but she had a lot of things like that. She was a gospel singer, and then she signed a contract, and for 7 years she didn't read the dotted lines. She had to record like little songs about skating and roller skating. And here's this amazing blues gospel woman singing these little pop songs. So he's helped us avoid some of the snakes and sharks that come along with this industry.
How did you feel, Luke, when that happened? What was the feeling that got who panicked? Wait, stop. Who panicked the most? Like, really was like, oh man, was it you?
Man, I don't know. We're all pretty
all
quiet.
did. We just showed
equal.
I don't think we like necessarily panicked like publicly in front of one another. I think it was just it was just because you're on the road with your buddies, you're having a good time regardless. And like we had been up in Ohio, we had just done a video shoot up there, and spent a week in our first like real studio setting, and it was just kind of quiet. You know what I mean? It was just the van ride was quiet to go get pizza. We ordered, and you could tell we were all thinking about it, like going over it in our head. What did we do wrong? What's next? If this doesn't work out, where do we go from here? So
like
Wow.
there was this awkward like the whole time we played. It's like us in the small room, and then him, like no audience, like just the
Wow.
one dude.
But
standing
you're
there,
wanting to
and he's
perform like you're at the
you know,
BOK Center. You know,
Yeah.
so.
So like we're you know, in the whole week, we're all on this high because we're up there recording, we're all excited, and then after that we get back to the hotel room and there's probably 3 hours of just like awkward silence, and all of us were kind of like, oh man. And then I think out of nowhere, I don't even remember who it was. Somebody was like, well, what do you guys think? And then we all kind of like opened up like, well, I don't know.
So when he came in, there was other people that brought you all there to record, I presume?
Yeah, we have kind of a unique setup. We have 2 management deals. We have one with Breakout Artists out of Ohio, and then the one with Kim Stevens and Forward Entertainment. So they had kind of partnered up to kind of come up with a game plan for us.
And so Breakout Entertainment, did they give you any feedback? Were they there? Did they give you any feedback and say, "Oh, guys, you did great"?
They were there, but no, we didn't get feedback because they were going to meet. We had signed with Breakout prior to Forward Entertainment, and kind of it was kind of the stepping stone. Like they would partner if Kim Stevens, felt like we were worth taking on. And so yeah, they were having a meeting during that 3 hours of moratorium. Where we weren't speaking to each other or talking. I guess they were talking.
For our viewers, there's a lot of viewers that want to be in a position you all are in, and I know that you all are on the rise. And Tulsa has that uniqueness that they produce a whole lot of bands that is only until years later that people realize that those bands came out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you find this rich legacy. But most people think that since the music industry has shifted now, that it used to be where you can get a record deal, they're gonna give you an advance, and you're gonna get all this great A&R, and you're gonna be developed and all of this stuff, but it's not like that anymore. So can you all explain, what are some of the things, because you said we've spent a year preparing to get to the next level, just for our viewers, what is it taking to get to the next level? What are some of the things in preparation you have to do?
It's a full-time job for every one of us, and it takes every one of us working. We've all kind of got our roles in the band, and we get together, you probably no less than 5 or 6 days a week, for hours on end. Like, what can we do this, As far as some of the preparations I was talking about, we thought we were a pretty good live band. We were like, we're good. And then we went on the road, and playing with other bands and picking up, like, the things that they do that work and playing in different cities. I don't know if you're well traveled or not, but up north, people are very dry. Down south, you hit South Carolina, they're very friendly and stuff like that. Learning how to play in front of different audiences, learning what's working, and being able to shift gears on a dime, like at a live show, and knowing your audience, things like that we didn't know. We were performing the songs perfectly, like on paper, but performing for a specific audience is one of the big things that we've learned, and I think that was one of the reasons they sent us out on the road for so long and on a national tour, because we got to experience a lot of that, and we came back a much better band.
Good, because I noticed when I got a chance again to see you all at Hop Jam, and of course one of the Hanson brothers came on stage and participated with you all, which was great. I noticed that that's the one thing that you all had a very good presence about performing, because then I stayed, of course, because I wanted to see how you all stacked up against the other bands, and needless to say that you all did shine through very bright, because I was like, okay, where's the snooze button? And it was extremely hot outside, and I'm like, I'm only going to be able to stomach like one more of these and I got to go. But they put you on first and you all did a great job. So in the essence of everything that's been going on in your preparation, you talked about that you all are trying to be better as a live band, but there are other things that you all have to do behind the scenes, like because there is no huge advances, no A&R nowadays, as far as social media, you talked about people helping and all of that stuff. I want to know, for our viewers, what are some of those things that you all have to do?
There's a lot of things. There's no crystal ball. Nobody knows exactly, Facebook could disappear as fast as MySpace did at some point. You know what I mean? It seems hard to fathom, but just keeping your finger on the pulse, and keeping fans engaged, keeping good content out there. If you're dating somebody new, you don't want to take them to the same restaurant and do the same thing every single day, So you've always got to provide like new videos, new things. It's a different age, People don't wait 2 years for your album to come out and then line up at the door, at the local record store. I don't even know if there are hardly any record stores anymore. So just being able to keep content, keep it fresh, keep people interested, because there's a lot of people that do what we do. You know, so.
And a lot of self-promotion goes into that. Okay, so your last album that you put out was Captain and a Sailor. All right, so then you just came back from Ohio because you were getting ready to create a new EP.
Right.
And when can we anticipate that coming out?
The process is going a little slower than we anticipated. We had hoped to have it out by August. We may still, but we want to make sure we put out the right product. You know, so it will be by the end of the year.
And so tour in August, it's getting ready to happen. Things are, getting big, things are growing. And so I got this, I have something I want to ask you all, because this show, Oklahoma Up Close, is all about helping those who may be viewing our show to understand what it takes to go on to be successful. So Dustin, in a little short spurt, give me what your advice would be to them, what it would take to be successful.
Well, I had given up about 4 years ago on music. I had a band that started getting some momentum and gaining traction here in town, and things fell apart like they do in a lot of bands. We're one of the most seasoned bands on the scene now. There's a lot of bands make it 6 months, to a year, and then they break up. Like artistic differences, personality clashes. There's so many things that factor into it. But I think the important thing is just it's like a marriage, sticking through the hard times, and you take a lot of lumps. You take a lot of lumps in this industry. So,
real quick, John, what about you? For people wanting to be successful,
just be able to work well together. Like I'm the new guy, so it's kind of weird for me to give input to some songs. Sometimes I feel like I'm out of the bubble sometimes, but it's just being able to work together really well, and I think we do.
Fabian.
Just be patient and hard work. That's basically it.
And Mr. Luke.
I'm gonna veer off the path a little different from what they said and go with. My biggest thing was, for the longest time, we always thought our songs were there, and since we got a management deal, there's been a lot of critiquing our songs that we've thought were finished. So there's a lot of going back and changing this part, rearranging this, changing a guitar part, changing a vocal line.
And being willing and open to change.
Being acceptable to critique and changing stuff to make it better, I feel is one of the biggest things to me anyway.
Well, fellas, hey, I really appreciate you stopping by and giving me this interview. It's been a pleasure, and I wish you much success in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed our show today. I would like to thank our guest, All About a Bubble, for joining us in the studio. Think about this. Change is inevitable, but your attitude towards that change, it is always optional. Until next time, keep looking forward.